Imagine this. You're about to discover the one thing standing between you and effortless weight loss, portion control. But wait, I'm not just talking about shrinking your meals and feeling hungry all the time. No, I'm going to show you how to lose weight without ever feeling deprived. And if you stay until the end, I've got a surprise bonus tip that can completely change your weight loss journey. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Let's get real for a moment. We live in a world where portion sizes have spiraled out of control. What used to be a normal portion is now just an appetizer, and we've become accustomed to eating more than our bodies actually need. The result? We're eating ourselves into a never-ending cycle of weight gain, frustration, and constant hunger. But here's the kicker. Cutting back doesn't have to mean cutting out satisfaction. In fact, with the right portion control strategies, you can eat the food you love and still lose weight. Sounds too good to be true? Let me show you how. First up is a deceptively simple but incredibly effective technique using smaller plates. This might sound like a trivial change, but it's grounded in powerful psychology. Our brains are easily fooled by visual cues. When you use a smaller plate, the food takes up more space, making the plate look fuller and tricking your brain into thinking you're eating a larger portion than you actually are. This is known as the Delboeuf illusion, a cognitive bias where we misjudge the size of an object based on its surrounding context. I once met someone who lost 30 pounds just by switching to smaller plates. Crazy, right? But don't just take my word for it. Research backs this up. Studies show that people who use smaller plates consume fewer calories without even realizing it. It's a subtle shift that can make a big impact over time. For example, if you're used to eating off a 12-inch plate, try switching to a 9-inch plate. You'll still feel satisfied after meals, but you'll be reducing your calorie intake effortlessly. Have you tried this before? What size plate do you typically use, and how do you think switching to a smaller one might affect your eating habits? Next, let's talk about measuring your servings. We often think we're pretty good at estimating portion sizes, but studies show that most of us consistently underestimate how much we're eating, especially when it comes to calorie-dense foods like pasta, nuts, and dressings. This is where measuring comes in. By taking the time to measure out your portions, you gain a clear understanding of how much you're actually eating, which can prevent unintentional overeating. For example, a serving of cooked pasta is just 1 cup. But when was the last time you measured out 1 cup of pasta? Most of us might serve ourselves twice that amount without thinking. The same goes for snacks like nuts. What could be a small handful may actually be 2 or 3 servings, adding up to hundreds of extra calories. Using tools like measuring cups, spoons, and a food scale might feel tedious at first, but it's a great way to recalibrate your understanding of portion sizes. After a while, you'll become better at eyeballing portions, but it's always good to check in with your measurements to stay on track. Mindful eating is one of the most transformative techniques for controlling portions and improving your overall relationship with food. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to eat on autopilot, whether we're snacking while watching TV, working at our desks, or scrolling through our phones. But when we eat mindlessly, we often don't notice how much we're consuming until we're overly full. Mindful eating is all about slowing down and paying attention to the entire experience of eating. This means savoring each bite, noticing the flavors, textures, and aromas, and being fully present during your meal. When you eat mindfully, you're more likely to recognize your body's hunger and fullness cues, which helps prevent overeating. One technique is to take smaller bites, chew thoroughly, and put your fork down between bites. This gives your brain time to catch up with your stomach, so you'll feel full on less food. It's not just about the quantity of food, but the quality of your eating experience. When you truly enjoy your meals, you're less likely to overeat and more likely to feel satisfied. How often do you find yourself eating while distracted? What do you think would change if you practiced mindful eating for a week? Snacking is where many of us can easily go off track without even realizing it. It's so easy to grab a bag of chips or a box of crackers and start munching, only to find that you've eaten far more than you intended. That's why pre-portioning your snacks can be a real game changer. By dividing your snacks into individual portions ahead of time, you can control how much you're eating and avoid the temptation to go overboard. For example, instead of eating chips straight from the bag, you could measure out a single serving into a small bowl or a resealable bag. The same goes for healthier options like nuts, fruit, or yogurt. This way, you're in control of your portions and you're less likely to mindlessly eat more than you planned. This technique is especially helpful when you're on the go or busy with work. Having pre-portioned snacks ready to grab means you can enjoy a treat without the risk of overindulging. It's all about planning ahead. That way you're setting yourself up for success. Do you usually have snacks straight from the package, or do you portion out your snacks? What's one snack you could start pre-portioning to help manage your intake? The plate method is a simple visual way to ensure you're getting a balanced meal with the right portions of each food group. Here's how it works. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens, broccoli, or bell peppers. These foods are low in calories, but high in volume and nutrients, helping you feel full and satisfied. Next, fill a quarter of your plate with lean protein, such as chicken, fish, tofu, or legumes. Protein is essential for building and repairing tissues and helps keep you feeling full longer. Finally, fill the remaining quarter with whole grains or starchy vegetables like brown rice, quinoa, or sweet potatoes. These provide the energy your body needs and help stabilize blood sugar levels. This method not only helps control portions, but also ensures that your meals are balanced and nutritious. By focusing on filling up with vegetables and including a good source of protein, you're more likely to stay on track with your weight loss goals and less likely to overeat. Plus, the plate method is incredibly flexible. You can adapt it to any meal, whether you're at home, dining out, or eating on the go. Have you ever tried the plate method before? What would your plate look like if you used this method for your next meal? Try the plate method and tell me how it works for you. All right, here's the surprise tip I promised. A secret weapon in the battle against hunger while trying to lose weight, filling up on low-calorie, high-volume foods. This might sound too good to be true, but trust me, it's a game changer. Imagine eating a huge, satisfying meal that leaves you full and energized. But here's the kicker. It barely makes a dent in your daily calorie limit. How is that possible? It's all about choosing foods that are high in water and fiber but low in calories. Let's break it down with some examples. Vegetables like leafy greens, cucumbers, zucchini, and cauliflower are stars in this category. They're mostly water and fiber, which means you can eat a lot of them without consuming many calories. Fruits like berries, melons, and apples also fit the bill. They're sweet, satisfying, and loaded with fiber to keep you full. And don't forget about broth-based soups and salads packed with these ingredients. They're not only filling, but also super nutritious. Think of your stomach like a balloon. When you fill it with low-calorie, high-volume foods, it still fills up with far fewer calories than foods that are calorie-dense, leaving you satisfied and still within your calorie goals. It's like getting more bang for your buck. This approach is rooted in something called the volumetrics principle, which was developed by nutritionist Dr. Barbara Rolls. The idea is simple. Our stomach has stretch receptors that signal fullness when they detect volume, not calories. So when you eat foods that are high in water and fiber, you're filling your stomach with volume, triggering those fullness signals without calorie overload. Research shows that people who incorporate more low-calorie, high-volume foods into their diets tend to eat fewer overall calories, lose more weight, and keep it off longer. Plus, these foods are nutrient-dense, meaning they provide essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support your overall health. It's a win-win. So, how can you start incorporating this tip into your daily routine? Try starting your meals with a big salad or a bowl of vegetable soup. Not only will this help curb your hunger, but it will also ensure you're getting plenty of nutrients. And when you're craving something sweet, reach for a bowl of fresh berries or a crisp apple. You'll satisfy your sweet tooth without derailing your progress. By focusing on these low-calorie, high-volume foods, you'll find that you can eat more, feel full, and still stay on track with your weight loss goals. It's one of the easiest and most effective ways to manage your hunger and your weight at the same time. Have you tried adding more low-calorie, high-volume foods to your meals? What's your favorite go-to food when you're trying to stay full without going over your calorie limit? Let me know in the comments below. To wrap things up, let's quickly recap the key techniques we discussed today. Using smaller plates to trick your brain into feeling satisfied, measuring your servings to avoid sneaky calorie creep, practicing mindful eating to fully enjoy your meals, pre-portioning snacks to stay in control, and using the plate method for balanced, filling meals. These are powerful strategies that can help you lose weight without ever feeling hungry or deprived. Remember, portion control isn't about eating less, it's about eating smarter. When you apply these techniques, you'll find that you can enjoy your food, feel full, and still achieve your weight loss goals. And if you're looking for even more ways to supercharge your weight loss journey, I've got another video you won't want to miss. It's all about zero carb and zero sugar foods that can help you shed those extra pounds even faster. The link is popping on the screen now, or check in the description below. By combining these portion control techniques with a low-carb, low-sugar diet, you'll be unstoppable. Have you tried any of these portion control techniques? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more tips and tricks for achieving your healthiest self. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.